Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, February 6th, here in the Chicago, Illinois area. Here in the United States, we have some really warm weather headed our way as temperatures rise well into the 50s by Thursday. Highs may even hit the low 50s on Wednesday. Some locations may hit 60 degrees Thursday, and the 50s return for Friday. What makes this so phenomenal is that the record high on Thursday is 56 degrees, set back in the 1800s. So if we end up tying that record or breaking that record, that's a record from well over 120 years ago, back in the 1800s. Totally amazing. So we have some serious warmth headed here into the Chicago area. The rest of the Midwest is going to see perhaps even warmer temperatures. You go into Des Moines, Iowa, they have other records from 1882 that could be broken or almost broken this week. Temperatures going from the mid-50s to the low 60s. St. Louis, Missouri, temperatures near 60 for the next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You have Dallas, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana, Little Rock, Arkansas will have temperatures hitting the 70s later on this week. What also makes this warmth so phenomenal is really in the Memphis, Tennessee area. In places south of that is the humidity that's expected to eventually make itself into this warm air by Friday. The humidity is being put into the air due to high pressure, which will eventually make it off the southeastern portions of this country. It's going to resemble what we call a Bermuda high pressure system in the summertime, which is that south flow that comes in off the Gulf of Mexico, bringing higher dew point air. That's something that's going to hit the Memphis, Tennessee area on the surface. Here in the Chicago area, we might be feeling that up in the upper atmosphere as a chance for thunderstorms develops Thursday night into early Friday, and that chance for thunderstorms certainly exists for areas further south than that. Some forecasters believe that what's initiating all of this warmth is the tremendous storm on the West Coast, the atmospheric river event that has brought this is totally spectacular amounts of rain for Los Angeles. 6 to 10 inches of rain has fallen over Los Angeles. This is the third wettest event on record, and in some places, they have broken records at least for the date. 6 to 10 inches, again, have fallen over the Los Angeles area. When you look at the downtown readings in Los Angeles, amounts are about half of that, but it's totally phenomenal stuff. But there's also a lot of danger associated with that, so that's something that people might want to be careful about, especially when you're dealing with mountains and the avalanche situation with mudslides. Probably one of the most horrific events, weather events I've always felt is the avalanche, and that's something that people would not want to get involved with. Any area which is under an avalanche warning, you can always look at the National Weather Service website to see which areas are experiencing an avalanche warning or something similar at this time. Moving right along, because we go from this weather pattern to a completely different weather pattern. The synoptic weather setup changes drastically as we go into next week. Now, on the surface, it doesn't really feel, and it's not really going to feel like anything hardcore is really happening over here, and it's not really going to seem like anything serious for us here in Chicago. But those of us who are able to look at the synoptic weather setup from up above are aware that this is something very serious. The reason being because the southern storm track is going to just keep going due to the El Nino, continuous storms moving across the southern portions of the U.S. And the southern portions of the U.S. it's not just like a straight line that's always at 30 degrees north latitude. That sometimes does come up a little bit further north than 30 degrees north latitude. But we are in solid air, solid cold air after this warm spell. We go into solid cold air. Nothing extreme, but it's solid cold air. Any precipitation that does fall, especially from February 14th or so onward, is likely to fall as snow, and it is an active weather pattern, and forecasters are telling us that in this situation, much of the precipitation might be making it into the Chicago area for the final 2 weeks of February. We have a storm system coming on Sunday and Monday. which could be bringing some wintry precipitation into our area. But another storm system, perhaps more significant, comes at the end of the week, bringing more of an all-snow type of event for next week and more similar events for the final 2 weeks of February. Long-term forecasters say that the cold weather will continue for the first 2 weeks of March. Winter weather pattern, according to them, will continue for the first 2 weeks of March. But the National Weather Service forecasts have put on their forecast discussion page this past Sunday, something that they never do. I'll put a long-term forecast on just a super long-term forecast. They've only covered the remainder of February, so there's higher confidence in that, lower confidence in the first 2 weeks of March, exactly what's going to be happening on over there. So we have, in a certain way, we're going from one extreme to another extreme, regarding the synoptic weather setup. Now, what's going to be causing all of this? So, we want to mention one thing is that there's a storm system developing up in the Wyoming area that's going to be pushing up north. That's this Thursday. That storm system is going to be bringing that south flow of really warm air here into the Midwest. So we mentioned the high pressure, which is going to be moving east, bringing the south flow. But what's really going to carry that south flow to quicker speeds and perhaps even bring some compressional warming is that storm system up in the northern plains. But forecasters believe the initiation of all this could very well be that atmospheric river event, as we mentioned earlier. But we're just going to explain that because high dew point air, humid air, could hold warmth. It holds warmth better than dry air. So when that comes in, it already initiates a warm start here in the Midwest. That's what gets it going, and then the weather pattern is what keeps it going for a period of time. This low pressure system up in the upper Midwest brings snow on the backside for Friday in North Dakota, bringing significant snow over there. And as we mentioned, the next storm system moves across the Midwest Sunday into Monday, and another one moves in by the end of next week. I wish everybody a wonderful day. Enjoy the mild weather here in Chicago. We have a little bit of a delay for the mild weather, just a little bit, due to Lake Michigan being right on our east and northeast. So there will be an easterly component to the wind until the winds become completely out of the southwest. Nonetheless, mild temperatures are expected, with temperatures going into the 40s today, probably about 50 degrees tomorrow, and we're looking at temperatures in the mid-50s. Meteorologist Tom Skilling said some areas may hit 60 degrees Thursday afternoon. Thank you for listening. I wish everybody a great week.